You might think that you can afford that apartment, but you could be off by hundreds every single month. Most first-time renters don't mess up on rent price. They mess up on everything around it. So before you sign a lease and lock yourself into payments, you need to understand what your life will actually cost. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a real budget, not just guess one, so you can rent with confidence. Number one, the 30% rule and why it's not enough. Yeah, I said it. You've probably heard this before, only spend 30% of your income on rent. And on the surface, that sounds simple. But here's what most people don't realize. That rule was created decades ago when the cost of living was much lower. It was meant to be a general guideline, not a strict rule. So let's just say that you make $4,000 a month. According to that rule, your rent should be around $1,200. But here's the problem. That number doesn't actually account for your real life. If you have a car payment, debt, high grocery costs, other bills, that 30% could already be too much. So instead of asking, does this fit the 30% rule, you should be asking, does this fit my full financial picture? And that's where most people get it wrong. Number two, the costs that you're probably forgetting. Because rent, that's just the beginning. There are so many hidden costs that can quietly drain your money. For example, utilities, electric, water, trash, those can easily add up 100, 300 or more. And then you got the internet, renter's insurance, and sometimes even parking fees. And that's just your monthly costs. When you first move in, you'll likely pay deposits, application fees, and admin fees. Plus, you might need furniture, kitchen items, or just basic essentials. And let's not forget groceries, gas, subscriptions. Those don't stop just because you moved. So what looked affordable at first can quickly start to feel tight. And that's why you need a better way to calculate your budget. That brings me to number three, how to build a real budget. Here's how you figure out your real number before you get started searching. First, look for your monthly take-home pay, not your full salary, what actually hits your bank account. Next, list out your first expenses, things like your car payment, insurance, debt, and phone bill. Then estimate your variable costs. That includes groceries, gas, eating out, and personal spending. Now subtract all of that from your income. What's left? That's where your starting point is. From there, decide what amount of rent feels comfortable, not stressful. And most importantly, leave room for savings, emergencies, and unexpected expenses, because something always comes up. Now here's where you can really give yourself an advantage. A lot of renters make the mistake of maxing out their budget just because they qualify for a certain amount, but qualifying doesn't mean that it's wise. Instead, try choosing a place slightly below your max. That gives you breathing room every month. You can also consider getting a roommate. Splitting rent and utilities can save you hundreds. Look for apartments that include utilities. It simplifies everything. And always think ahead. Rent usually increases when you renew your lease. So don't trap yourself in a situation that only works right now. Think long term. And once you move in, this part is key. You need to track your spending, because if you don't track it, you'll lose control of it. There are free apps like Mint or YNAB that connect to your accounts and track everything automatically. So if you prefer something simple, a basic spreadsheet works fine. Check your spending weekly. Set limits for things like food, shopping, and entertainment, and use alerts so you don't accidentally overspend. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to stay aware. So now you understand this. Your budget isn't just about rent, it's about your entire lifestyle. You know where the 30% rule comes from, but you also know not to rely on it blindly. You can now calculate what you can actually afford based on your real numbers. And you're aware of the hidden costs that catch most renters off guard. So before you fall in love with an apartment, make sure it fits your life, not just your paycheck. If this helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who's about to rent for the first time. And if you want help finding a place that fits your budget, check the link below and I'll help you through the process.